Imagine feeling disconnected from everything that once brought you joy, not because of a reason you can pinpoint, but because something deeper, something within your spirit feels off. This is the heart of spiritual depression, a state not widely discussed but profoundly affecting those who experience it. Unlike clinical depression, which is often talked about in terms of chemical imbalances or psychological issues, spiritual depression dives into the realm of our innermost being, touching the very essence of who we are. It's not just about feeling sad, it's about feeling disconnected from your spiritual self, from what gives your life meaning beyond the material world. Across cultures and societies, this form of depression is more common than we might think, affecting individuals deeply and uniquely. Yet, it remains a universal experience, pointing to a shared aspect of human existence that transcends geographical and cultural boundaries. After recognizing the shadows of spiritual depression, the light of understanding begins to shine through. This next part takes us into the awakening of the spirit, a gentle nudge or a profound moment that signals something more beyond our routine existence. It's like waking up to a new sunrise after a long, dark night. Awakening is not a loud, dramatic event for everyone. It can be as quiet as a whisper, calling you to pay attention to the world and yourself in a new way. We start to see signs, small but significant, that hint at a larger picture we're part of. These signs are our guideposts, showing us that spiritual awakening is not just a concept, but a reality that can change how we experience life. By understanding these signs, we can better navigate the often confusing path of spiritual depression, recognizing it not as an end, but as a beginning of seeing the world and ourselves in a richer, more colorful light. Moving deeper into our exploration, we come across a profound concept known as the dark night of the soul. This phrase might sound daunting, yet it holds a pivotal place in the journey of spiritual awakening. It's a period where everything that once gave you comfort and a sense of identity seems to lose its meaning. It feels like walking through a thick fog where direction and light are scarce. Yet, it's in this very darkness that the most significant growth occurs. This stage is not about suffering for its own sake, but about shedding layers that no longer serve us, making room for new insights and a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. Understanding the dark night of the soul gives us a framework to appreciate the challenges of spiritual depression, not as endless tunnels, but as passageways to a more enlightened state of being. Now, let's explore the signs of spiritual depression. It's vital to recognize these signs because they help us understand what we're going through and point us towards the first steps of finding our way back to light. Some people might feel a deep sense of sadness that doesn't tie back to any particular event. Others might find themselves losing interest in activities that used to bring them joy, especially those connected to their spiritual practices. Then there are those who feel an overwhelming sense of isolation, even when they are not physically alone, a sign that the disconnection is more than just skin deep. Through real-life stories and personal accounts, we see how these signs manifest uniquely in everyone's life, yet share a common thread that connects them back to the essence of spiritual depression. Recognizing these signs is not about labeling ourselves, but about beginning to understand our inner world more deeply. Understanding what leads to spiritual depression helps us find ways to heal. At its core, this kind of depression often starts with feeling disconnected from the things that give our lives deeper meaning. This disconnect can come from many places. Sometimes it's the result of big changes in our lives that shake our spiritual foundation. For others, it might be the slow build-up of everyday routines that don't align with their inner values or beliefs. Society plays a big role too, especially when our personal beliefs clash with what's commonly accepted or expected by those around us. By looking into these causes, we begin to see not just why spiritual depression happens, but also how our environment and inner world shape our spiritual well-being. It might seem strange to think of spiritual depression as something positive, but sometimes going through tough times leads to important changes. When we face challenges, we often learn a lot about ourselves and grow stronger. This part of the journey shows us that even when things seem bad, there can be a silver lining. By sharing stories of people who have gone through spiritual depression and come out on the other side, we see how these experiences have helped them to grow in ways they never thought possible. It's about finding light in the darkness and learning that sometimes the hardest parts of our lives are actually stepping stones to becoming who we are meant to be. Finding your way through spiritual depression involves more than just waiting for it to pass. There are practical steps you can take to ease the journey. First, recognizing what you're experiencing can be a huge relief. Then, reaching out for support from friends, family, or communities who understand what you're going through makes a big difference. Professionals who specialize in spiritual health can offer insights and strategies tailored to your experience. Self-care, such as meditation, spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that reconnect you to your spiritual side, also plays a crucial role. This stage is about taking action, little by little, to rebuild your connection to your spiritual self and the world around you. Overcoming spiritual depression isn't just about getting back to where you were. It's about moving forward to a place you might never have reached otherwise. This growth is deep and personal, touching every aspect of your being. People who have come through this challenge often talk about feeling more resilient and having a clearer sense of their true self. They find new strengths and a deeper connection to the world around them. This part of the journey is about transformation, where the struggle with spiritual depression leads to a renewal of spirit and a deeper understanding of one's purpose and place in the world. In today's fast-paced world, where technology and material success often take center stage, there's a noticeable shift happening. More and more people are beginning to value spirituality, seeking something beyond the tangible. This shift isn't just about individual quests for meaning, but signals a broader change in how society views spirituality. This growing openness suggests we might be on the verge of redefining how we understand and address spiritual depression, making it easier for people to talk about their experiences and seek help. It's a sign of hope that as the conversation around spirituality becomes more mainstream, the stigma surrounding spiritual depression will lessen, allowing for more understanding and support. We've journeyed through the understanding of spiritual depression, recognizing its signs, causes, and the profound growth it can lead to. Remember, if you're experiencing spiritual depression, you're not alone, and this is a part of your growth. As we conclude, let's keep the conversation about spiritual health going. Share your experiences, support each other, and continue exploring your spiritual path. And if this video has shed some light on your spiritual journey, please like it and subscribe to the channel for more insights. Together, let's embrace the journey of understanding and growing through spiritual depression with open hearts and minds.